Video number 3. Today we're going to be learning this groove. So if you watch my last video, then you definitely will recognize that beat. That is the linear groove that I talked about and sort of did an overview of to explain how to create your own grooves. But as I mentioned in that video, today we are going to be actually learning that groove. I'm not going to talk too long because after all, we are here to learn a groove, not listen to a kid with a fresh new cut. Yeah, that's right. All right, that was cringy. But anyways, we're gonna hop on the kit in just a second. I just wanna go over a few things before so you guys have a better understanding of what we're about to learn. If you watched my last video and you were like, bruh, how am I gonna make my own groove like that? I've only been playing for 2 days and I don't even know how to hold a stick. Well, then you shouldn't even be on this video. In all seriousness, if you watch that video and you're newer to drums or just don't really understand the concept of creating your own grooves, that's actually why I am creating this video, other than just because I think that groove is really cool. I think understanding how to play this groove will help make the last video make more sense in terms of how to actually create linear grooves and grooves in general. I'm gonna explain this in very slow terms, step by step, even beat by beat. So again, the groove is just 4 beats and we're basically using all 16th notes. There's only one scenario where we're actually not playing a beat on a 16th note, or sorry, a note on a 16th note. And that is on the very last beat. A big thing for me is just for people to understand the process of my last video. Which is creating grooves and creating linear grooves. So if you haven't gotten the hint, I want you to watch that video, but not just for me, for you, for real. I think creating grooves is like a huge step that people don't do in drumming. You know, a lot of us cover songs, we play along, we learn grooves, but a lot of these greats, they created these grooves that we're learning. And just because you may not be at their level doesn't mean you shouldn't create your own, because I think it's a great process. I think you can learn a lot from it, and I want to stress that I really want you guys to learn that stuff. Look, I'm not an expert, I'm not a pro, I'm not gonna lie about that, but I progress in a very short amount of time, and I think a lot of that has to do with creativity and practice routine, because let's be honest, it can get boring as hell. It really can. And I think creating grooves was sort of a way that really helped me have fun, but also learn a lot of stuff, and it kept me at the drum set for hours. It's almost like when you're playing it, you forget that you're even practicing, because at least how I work, like when I'm figuring something out, I stay there until I get it done, or else I'll leave the kit like stressed out and pissed off. So if you're like that, this is gonna be great for progressing. So yeah, again, just seriously, I wanna stress watching that second video and then learning this groove, because putting those two together, I think, is a really important skill that not every drummer has. So I just wanted to explain why I think it's an important groove to learn, because why would you want to learn something of no value to you? I also wanna say that even if you aren't looking for a new creative way to practice or a new idea or something like that, it's also just a really cool groove that you can utilize around the kit in all different sorts of scenarios. So I think it's worth learning even if you don't want a new practice routine or idea. All right, now that I've cleared all that up, let's hop on the kit and I'll show you guys the groove. Okay, so let's get right into it. For beat 1, we have a right accented on the hi-hat for the downbeat. Then we have a double on the snare. These are ghost notes on the left hand. And then we have a kick for the ah of beat 1. So all together slowly, it's gonna sound like this. Okay, so now we have beat 2, and for beat 2, we also start with a hi-hat, and then that is directly followed by a snare hit. That is a ghost note. Both of these are lighter notes. Of course, for the downbeat, it's going to be somewhat accented. And then we have another kick, and then right after the kick, for the ah of beat 2, we have a ghost noted hi-hat. So again, it is a right, somewhat accented on the hi-hat. Then we have a ghost note on the snare, or like a normal hit. And then we have a kick and then a ghost note on the hi-hat for the ah. So all together, for beat 2, it goes like this. So from beat 1 and beat 2, all together, slowly, it goes like this. Okay, so now on to beat 3. We have the exact same thing as beat 1. So again, this is easy. It's just a right, double on the hi-hat, double on the snare, and then a kick. So all together with beats 1, 2, and 3, it's going to sound like this. Okay, so now for beat 4, it starts with a snare and a hi-hat together. Now this is one of the odd times where you're hitting 2 notes at the same time. It's one of the only times in the groove where it isn't technically linear, and I still call it a linear groove because for the most part it is, but right there it isn't. And also every now and then I want to say on beat 1, I do sometimes hit a kick with the hi-hat on the first note of beat 1. So that's really the only other occasion where it isn't a true linear groove. But anyways, so for beat 4, we have a snare and a hi-hat together, accented. And then we actually have a rest here for the E of beat 4. And then directly after that, we have a ghost noted hi-hat and snare. And those last 2 notes are really just to tie the groove together so it's more continuous. So beat 4 is going to sound like this. All right, so now we have beat 1 through 4 done. Let's play all of them together at a very slow tempo. All right, so that is the full beat all together at a slow tempo. Now let's try to speed it up a little bit. Okay, let's speed it up even more. All right, we can get it. We can get it faster. Come on. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Come on. Come on. If you need to, pause the video, practice it, come back here. But I know you got it. You can bring it up. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Faster. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, it's grooving now. It is grooving. Let's bring it up a little more. Come on. Come on. Is that not sick? Come on. All right, let's see. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. Woo! Come on. Come on. That is the groove. Man, it is a lot of fun to play. I had a lot of fun making it. It was a little frustrating, but the product is so worth it. So I hope you guys learned this. Like I said, if you need to pause the video at times, do so. Just do whatever you can to slow it down. Be patient, ease into it, and then try and speed it back up. Don't be worried if you can't speed it up that quickly. These things take time. Sometimes you don't have the overall speed in general, so it will take outside practice to get it to that level. But seriously, just work on it very slowly and build it up to a tempo that feels comfortable for you. And then the most important part is to try and apply it in other things. Don't just learn the groove and forget about it. Try and see if you can add it in a song you've been working with. Throw it in as a fill like I showed you in my second video, the video before this. And yeah, just try to apply it for real. But yeah, that's the groove. That is the groove. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. And please learn the groove. Seriously though, it's such an important groove. I don't even really need you to learn this groove. Just please at least watch the second video and try to understand the concept of creating your own grooves, because that's really what's important. This video was more a way to explain the groove and help you understand that second video and that concept more. But also the groove is really cool and it's still helpful to learn these grooves, or just any grooves, any fills. Learning new stuff, ingesting new things, taking in new things. I don't think ingesting was the right word for that. All that stuff is great. It's always gonna help, but I also want to make sure people understand that creating their own things is just as important. I feel like that's a misrepresented point in music. The act of creating, which at the end of the day, music is all creation. It's all creative. So don't just learn things, make them too. And that is my life lesson for today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.